when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome back to Youth Wednesdays and Tobago Updates Morning Show. You're viewing us here live here in Port Moresby, Tobago. For those who don't know, my name is Dwayne again, and you're viewing us here on Tobago Updates Television Youth Wednesdays. This morning, we want to take the discussion to S.T.E.M Camp 2024, and we have none other than our very own Mr. Edison Thomas. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
How does it feel to be the interviewee this morning?
Well, on many different capacities, I had to come and switch tables. So I don't mind it. It's fun to actually answer the questions from for a change.
Yeah, I mean, I know Tobago Update is a very big establishment, and this is actually the first time I'm meeting Mr. Edison in person.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure is all mine. Just tell us about yourself and why you're here.
All right. Well, as Candice does say, sometimes Edison is wearing many hats. So, in addition to being one of the hosts of the show, the 40-hour show, I also serve as the marketing specialist for Tobago Information Technology Limited. All right, and so I'm here this morning in that capacity, wearing that hat. All right, so I'm here today to talk about S.T.E.M 2024. And for those who don't know what S.T.E.M is or what S.T.E.M stands for, it's not the part of the plant. I mean, we recently did a school tour and we asked the kids, what S.T.E.M stands for? What do you think S.T.E.M stands for? It says, so it's a part of our plant. No, it's not part of our plant. Well, we're not referring to the part of the plant. S.T.E.M stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. All right. And so we, well, I'm here to talk about the S.T.E.M camp that TITL is going to be hosting within the next 2 months or so.
Understood. So, I mean, we have all these subject areas in schools already. Why is this so important? I mean, are you guys being redundant? What is the need for having such a program if you already have these in our schools? Viewers, I just want to take a quick break and come right back. Just remember to share the live. We'll be right back.
Good morning.
All right, we're going to welcome back to Youth Wednesdays. My name is Dwayne. We're going to continue the discussion with Mr. Edison Thomas relative to S.T.E.M Camp 2022. We were saying earlier before the break that you were explaining whether or not this program, being that we already have these subject areas in schools, if it's redundant and what is the purpose of it?
Okay. All right. So S.T.E.M 2024 was really, well, the whole concept of S.T.E.M camp was really birthed to expose these students to a less academic side of the areas that are really specified. All right, so it's more practical than anything else. So they're going to be doing a lot of practical application that goes towards the real world, or to help advance them or give them an understanding of how it works in the real world. So we know generally when you go to school, a lot of a bulk of the material that you go through in those areas are mainly theoretical. Some of it is not necessarily useful or practical. All right. So the whole program is really tailored for the practical aspect of it. All right. Exposing the children not only to something, screens or whatever the case may be, in theory, but we're actually giving them hands-on ways on how to do things, right? And so those modules we started off, when we started off was mainly stuff like coding and animation and
really?
Yeah. So
and what year did this
we started off in 2018.
2018.
Yeah, so 2018 was the first one. We had like a lull during COVID because you know, but we recently picked it back up last year. All right, so I would want to believe this would be the 4th year that we're doing it. All right, and this year we're doing it bigger and better than any year that we ever did it before. We're looking at currently 150 participants over 2 months. Right, and it's 2 3-week cycles. Right, 2 3-week cycles. I want to believe the first cycle starts on July 8th and finish July 26th, and the second cycle starts on July 29th and finish on August 16th.
Okay.
Right? So anyone which is more convenient for the participant, they could join anyone.
Right. And what is your target range in terms of age groups? Are you targeting preschools, primary schools, high schools?
Right. So 7 to 17.
Okay.
Right. So we found that the material that we want to teach, right, is really
Within that age group.
within that age range. We want the children to be old enough to be able to grasp and understand, and they need to have that attention span as well.
Understood.
Because it's that classroom setting really. So 7 to 17, we have two age groups though. So the age group split into 12 to 17, I think 7 to 12.
Yeah.
Right, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Right. The modules though, the modules are from what I'm seeing that they're planning. Last year, as I said before, we had animation, robotics, we had coding as well.
And it's interesting that you guys would have introduced this because this is reminding me of those science fairs that we used to have.
Yes.
back in the day.
Yes.
And it's so interesting that you guys are advancing with the times in that you're in the modules for which you're going to be exposing the students to are in keeping with what is occurring. So 3D printing, virtual reality. I'm not saying artificial intelligence, but I guess it might be touched on.
Yeah, it will be touched on. Yeah.
Yes, inside here. Home automations, which is a big thing, a big market. It's really good. My question is, what is the objective of having STEM? Is it merely to just expose students? Because we have the theoretical part in our schools, but we are more an academic society. We don't have as many innovators, especially on the island, right? If they have to innovate and have that environment to innovate and be like the next Steve Jobs, they have to migrate.
Right.
What is the objective in light of all of that with this program?
Mainly it's display innovation. Right. It's display innovation. And I like how you said we're exposing the kids to what takes place necessarily now, in the now, right? We, out of this camp, we are planning to have a STEM academy, right? And the STEM academy really would be a innovation hub for the youths to be able to come together, share ideas, develop ideas as well, all right? So not necessarily that they would need to migrate to go to Trinidad or whatever the case may be. I mean, they could follow whatever path they want to be on, but to give them a proper foundation right here in Tobago without having to travel to get it, right? There is no program right now in Tobago exposing children to 3D printing. No program that exposes them to coding on the level that we do.
And might I even dare say that, I mean, we are a service economy.
Yes.
Right, Tobago is a service economy in a sense. It's tourism-led, right? And what I am hoping to see is that even if we may not have this mass industrialized Tobago, that through our businesses and through the services we offer, these things could be evident.
Correct.
And I believe that this is one of the objectives of having this program, which is quite noble.
Yes.
What are the costs attached? How do we get in touch? We already mentioned the age groups. But where can persons so interested sign up and be a part of this program?
All right, so pay attention because the spots are very limited and they are almost full to capacity. So parents, please jump at this opportunity. We don't want that anybody come last minute and we can't accommodate. We still have probably about a little bit over 3 weeks before the first cycle. All right. So please, all right. So the cost is only $1,000 for the 3-week cycle. All right. There's payment plans that you can get into. There's still time you could pay that off before we start the camp. All right. Registration, you could either call 211, right? They'll be able to register you over the phone, and it's a toll-free number, or you can visit www.titl.tt/STEM. All right, and you can register online with that link. Okay, but only $1,000 3-week period. The time is starting from 9 to 3 p.m. daily. All right, so it's a full day over the 3-week period.
All right, all right. Unfortunately, this brings us to the end of this interview. Mr. Thomas, thank you for joining us this morning.
All right, thanks for squeezing me in.
Of course, we didn't squeeze you in. We made a special spot for you.
Oh, yeah, because, yes.
So the pleasure was all mine. Guys, for those who are so interested, the flyer will be posted on our Facebook page. Thank you for joining us this morning. And remember to share the life,
share the life.